Coming up to 23:17 Moscow time now. Leading figures in the US Muslim community are calling on President Obama to bring a stop to the forced feeding of Guantanamo prisoners during the Muslim fast of Ramadan. Most of the inmates have been refusing food for over 5 months now in a desperate protest against their indefinite detention. And the jail staff have been pressing on with their efforts meantime too to end the hunger strike. Let's discuss the situation with Ibrahim Hooper from the Council on American-Islamic Relations. He's been advocating against this forced feeding that's going on there. Hi, thanks for being with us. Have you had any response from President Obama about this then?
No, not really, other than to say that they're going to be force-feeding them only during nighttime hours during the month of Ramadan. I mean, our position has always been that it's wrong to force-feed detainees. That's the position of the international legal experts. It's a position of medical ethicists. It's a position of every right-thinking person who doesn't want to see detainees abused in this way. And whether you do it during the daylight hours or after sunset, it doesn't really matter. Wrong is wrong.
I mean, everything you say there, I take in. There has been a little concession, I guess. As they say, the US government now says, well, this is only going to happen at night because of Ramadan. Do you take any comfort in that at least some of what you said has been heard?
I don't think if you were told that, well, we're not going to abuse you during the day, we're going to only abuse you at night, I don't think that would be much comfort.
I mean, we know how controversial this is, but I guess the authorities will say they're caught between the rock and the hard place. If they don't do that, prisoners will die. Is that what you want to see?
What we'd like to see is for President Obama to fulfill his promise to shut down Guantanamo and deal with the issue of indefinite detention. You cannot have a situation where people are held basically for the rest of their lives without charge, without being convicted of a crime. It's un-American and it's against every international legal norm.
But till that happens, what do you want the authorities to do? You want them to stop force feeding. How's it going to work till the ideal that you want happens? Well,
the only reason these people are carrying out this hunger strike is because they feel desperate. They feel that nothing will ever change for them. You have to give them some hope somehow that the situation is going to change. Otherwise, what do they have left?
Rewinding all this back, of course, it started with the inmates' special items and the Qurans being badly treated, mishandled, disrespected. Has that changed? Has that addressed since this all kicked off?
Well, that's not really the same issue. We've dealt almost exclusively with the issue of the force feedings, and that is universally agreed upon that it's wrong by scholars, by academics, by every legal expert and medical expert out there. It's wrong and it shouldn't be done. Now, the issue of Qurans and these other issues, they're dealt with at a different time.
Yeah, but I guess it goes about, it tells a story about how these guys are respected from the start and the general attitude towards them, doesn't it? We could talk about this so much tonight. I'm afraid we're out of time tonight. We're going to get to a break in a bit, but thanks ever so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Britain's government's moving to distance